Hi, this is Mixing Style with LSK, and I'm your host, Kangelaki, also known as LSK, and we're recording from Pro Media Records. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at the EQ overview of sound. So basically, it's just to see the sound spectrum of different sounds that I can help you maybe understand a little bit more, so that you get to see different spectrums. I'm gonna put some charts at the end of the tutorial so that you get to have those charts, and just try to pause the video and try to see how different sounds fare on the spectrum of sound from 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz this side, the entire listening spectrum of a human ear. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is we'll start with the bass section, and so I'm just gonna talk about the kicks. You'll discover that most of the kicks will run from here below here. That's about 20, depending if they're 808s, like those bass kicks. So because they're together with the bass, so you can run from here up to somewhere 500, somewhere there. Then they get to start fading out to this side. So this is how some of the kicks can run. And then the bass, normally if you've recorded a live bass, you'll discover that it covers most of the frequency here, but for music you might try to cut out those other frequencies, because you're trying to leave some space. So the bass will run from 30 Hz there, because 30 below, it will be giving you some muddiness. It will be too sub, so it will run from somewhere there to about 1K, where you get to have the click of the strings in the bass. That click, to just have that feel. Then the other thing is the keyboards. The keyboard, like the piano will run from 100 somewhere there until somewhere 5K, somewhere here. This is the spectrum from here to there. So you get to see different instruments, how they get to run on the frequency spectrum of an EQ. Why am I giving you this? Is to have a basic view of the equalization concept between different instruments, so that every time when you're working with them, you're trying to work within those ranges, and this will help you out exactly achieve certain goals that you want to do in music. And then at the end of the day, is manipulation of sound that you would want to carry out based on what you feel. So you'll find the piano run from hundreds to somewhere 5K, and then the strings and the pads might run the full spectrum from 50 there to about 10K, somewhere there. So they'll cover up a wider range of the spectrum. So basically, this is some of the things that you have to put in mind every time you're listening to the sound. Then you'll get to know exactly what you're trying to boast. There are things like the hi-hat, or the cymbals. Those might run from starting from 500 Hz to upwards, somewhere there. And at times, so you discover that you don't want most of the frequencies when you're dealing with the hi-hat. You don't want those silent frequencies, because at the end of the day, they'll be just bringing some noise in the music. So you might want to cut them, because you just want to give the hi-hat a full range in which it is more audible and more pleasant in a way. So you might want to cut and maybe somewhere to 500 haze there, where you use your high pass filter to somewhere there where you remove all these unwanted frequencies to the hi-hat so that it's clean and nice. The other thing is things like bongos and the like, you know, they're a little bit bassy, so they might run from 100 to about 3K somewhere there. So every time you know that well, when you're trying to work around bongos, you might want to run through those frequencies and maybe cut out the frequencies that are not more needed in the bongos, but all this goes with a taste of feel that you're trying to create. And then the most importantly is the voice, the vocals. Now they get to run. You'll discover to say vocals, they run from I'm talking about a normal human voice here. It will run about 100 to about 10K somewhere there, and the rest is just top air, which is not too much in the human voice. So it's from those frequencies that now you get to shape out a human voice in the way you're trying to mix it with the context of the rest of the instruments that are in the mix. So this is how it runs. Then having this overview, it'll just help you out to get on a mix with a clear mind, and every time you see an EQ, you know why you want it and why you're adding an EQ at a particular position or place, depending on the material that you're trying to work on. So this is a very short overview, but there is more to it where we can go, but the charts will show you some of the things that some of the instruments. I'll put different charts so that you get to see some of the instruments, that how they get to run. Then with that general overview, you get to be on a mix with a clear mind, and then do much more creativity with just the EQ. And the other thing that you have to bear in mind, the EQ is one important thing that through the process of production you get to do some EQing here and there, every time, here and there, until you finish your production to the mastering stage. It's one effect that just stands out, like you need it throughout, because it works to shape the music. It's a shaper for the music, and like other effects where you just get to use them at a particular stage and then you forget about them. And so the EQ is one important effects that you have to really master and get to understand the concepts behind the equalization. So this is what I had for you, and then join me in the next lecture as we continue discussing equalization in more depth, and see what the next lecture will bring. Thank you so much. This has been Mixing Side. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook. And then if you've got any queries, any questions that you want to send me, or what you want to be clarified, please, you can send me to my email account, which is written there. So we get to interact and then see how best we can help each other in production. Thank you so much.